originated in the South in the 1990s and quickly gained popularity when rappers started to make music about the liquid, also known as syrup, lean, or purple.
In this video, I'm fabricating a fully custom valved exhaust for my Audi S4 wagon. I've never attempted an exhaust project this big before, so we'll see how it goes, but in my opinion, it ends up being one of the best sounding S4 exhausts I've heard. If you're new to the channel, this is my US legal B8 S4 Avant wagon. A while back, I flew down to LA to buy it and road tripped it home over 18 hours. Since then, I've done a ton of maintenance along with a few mods like ST coilovers, an intake, Merc Racing intercooler, and a stage 2 jackal tune, so this wagon has somewhere around 500 crank horsepower now. The 3.0T motor in these Audis are one of my favorite Audi motors ever. They're pretty reliable and very tunable, but the exhaust note they make could be better. So in this video, we're gonna see how good we can make this thing sound. So the basic setup I have now is, I guess we'll do engine. Then we have the CAP catless downpipes coming down to my, I guess technically these are test pipes now, and then this section here is called the downpipe. Then we got the stock downpipes here with the stock resonators that are basically full of crap. And it comes down to a big box. Okay, so basically we got the engine here, downpipes. I would call these downpipes, but I guess on a supercharged motor they're called like test pipes or cats. So anyways, off camera I installed CAP catless downpipes, or sorry, catless test pipes. So this is completely catless now, and then those connect to my stock downpipes that have the resonators right here. Now the problem with the resonators is these are full of crap. I think both of these cats were disintegrating and both of these resonators had crap in them. So like when I rev the motor, literally sounds like there's bolts inside of both of these resonators, which is why I'm doing all this exhaust work. So after the downpipes, then we have the stock resonator, like the big one right here, and basically that's also full of crap, so that's going away. And then after that, we've got our mufflers and exhaust tips. Now, I did this kind of like right when I bought the car, because I wanted to do some 3.5-inch quad exhaust tips, like more aggressive ones. And I really like the way they turned out, but I saw a guy at a local Cars and Coffee that had an S4 with a similar diffuser to mine, and he had 4-inch exhaust tips, and I really liked it. So we are gonna swap these tips out for 4-inch. These are single chamber, super duper cheap Amazon mufflers that are currently in my car, and they sound like crap. I don't recommend those single chamber mufflers, at least not for this car. But yeah, and then also just keep in mind, not a welder, just a dude who bought a welder. I'm just figuring it out as we go. I mean, the mufflers are still there, so I'm just really happy with that. I'm just glad it hasn't fallen off. But anyways, let's go over the new setup. On the new setup, we're gonna have the same engine, downpipes, kind of like that. Okay, so we got the engine right here, CAP catless test pipes. going into the factory downpipes, okay? And then I'm gonna cut out these resonators that are full of crap, and I'm gonna replace that with a Y. Now the Y I bought is 2.5 inches on this side and 3 inches on this side. So I'm gonna buy some adapters at my O'Reilly's and Y those together. And then on the other side of this Y, we're gonna start doing 3-inch for the rest of the way through the exhaust. So 3-inch stainless steel exhaust pipe starting here, and we're gonna put in a megaphone right here. Now, megaphones are supposed to help the tone, but we can get into that later. So anyways, imagine a 3-inch to 4-inch, back down to 3-inch, little tiny megaphone that I'm gonna make myself because it's cheap, into the vibrant ultra quiet resonator. And then after that, and then we're gonna Y it and do 3-inch exhausts out to the exhaust tips. And then right here, we're doing the Amazon special valved mufflers. So with the press of a button, it'll basically be straight piped from the resonator back, and then with the press of another button, they'll be forced to go through the mufflers and out the exhaust tip. So these will be valved, and then these are gonna be staggered 4-inch exhaust tips. That's what I got, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, it's the next day. The rest of the parts showed up, so we're in good shape now. I think we have everything to get this started. So this was like literally the first piece I needed to get started. This is gonna go from the factory down pipes where we cut it. They're gonna both go into here, and then right here, probably gonna do something like this. So I'll make the megaphone, cut it, weld it, and then I'm just gonna probably just put the megaphone right in at the beginning. When the FMU guys, from my research, when they put these megaphones in, they like to play with the distance away from the motor that they put it in. So they might have like a couple inches on this side if the engine's over here, a couple inches, and they'll kind of do this and make it sound just right. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to, so I'm just gonna throw this in and kind of hope for the best. 4-inch staggered exhaust tip. I mean, that's aggressive. I had 4 inches on my C5 Corvette. It's like pretty much as big as it gets. It's an aggressive setup, but I think that's gonna look good. On these valved exhausts, what I was trying to avoid is I did a 3-inch, so that'll be the straight through path, right, when the valve's open. But what I really don't like is the path when it's closed is getting reduced down to a 2-inch pipe. So we're going from 3-inch to 2-inch, and most of the time this valve's going to be closed, which means my exhaust is going to get forced through that 2-inch pipe. I thought in the photos the diameter looked a little bigger, but I'm seeing it in person, I'm definitely wrong about that. So that's going to reduce our flow. I wish I could ask the guys at FMU what their thought is about that, because I know they talk about reducing the size quite a bit is like a bad thing and they avoid doing. I mean, other than that, everything looks pretty good.
Such.
First time TIG welding. I understand why this is considered like one of the hardest forms of welding. Like, yeah, it's tricky. So first pass right there, pretty good. Not so good. I basically blew giant holes here and I was trying to fill it. It just wasn't going good. I guess what I learned is with TIG welding especially, right here is decent. Or maybe it's not, I don't know, be nice to me. But the material was touching. This reducer in the megaphone, the material was touching. And by the time I got over here, there was like a 1/16 of an inch gap. And I didn't think that would matter, because when I'm doing flux core, I can kind of fill gaps pretty easily, but it matters. So I think I can do better than this. Again, very first joint I've ever done. I know it looks bad. I think what we're gonna do is put that decent looking bit towards the bottom, so if anyone ever crawls under the car, they'll see that. And we'll put this grimy looking stuff up top so nobody sees it. It's kind of unfortunate because I actually only have one of these, and maybe my first joint I should have done something a little more expendable so that I could try again. Like, I'd love to just try again from scratch, but I only have one of these, so we're gonna have to just move on and make that work. So this is fitting inside there just a little bit. I just tacked it. So I'm gonna make sure this fits, but it's about time we drop my current exhaust, get that off the car.
Search.
Okay, TIG welding. A lot harder than I thought it would be. I mean, it'd be hard, but we're getting there. Let's see, so right there for like maybe 2 inches, decent. And then we have a gap, which I'm having a hard time filling. Anyways, this is basically done. I need to weld these onto the down pipes. And then starting here, I will start my 3-inch exhaust. This is what we got so far. Y, megaphone, now we're tapering it, and then the resonator is gonna go right here. Megaphone, Y, resonator, that piece I just showed you, slight bend, got a straight section, and then our Y. Not looking too bad. So then we're gonna need to do pretty aggressive angle and go through this channel here, through here, and then into this cavity, and then out with the exhaust tip, and then similar angle on here, through this cavity, into this area for the muffler, and then out through the tip. And then taking a look at the valved mufflers, I went on the website and it literally says this can be the inlet or this can be the inlet. Like, it doesn't matter, which to me is kind of surprising. I don't really know if I like that it can go either way, but rather than have the exhaust go, let's see, rather than have the exhaust go all the way down there and then into that channel, I think I like the idea of this being the inlet, so the butterfly valve's right there, and then the bypass is right there. I think that should be better. So this is gonna be facing towards the motor, and this will be where the exhaust tips go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're right there.
Search.
Okay, so this is not tacked, but this is pretty close to what I want. It's definitely more aggressive than the 3-inch tips I had, 3.5 inch, but I'm liking it a lot. I don't know how to do this, like, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of making this up as I go, watching YouTube videos as needed. Once I have everything fitting right with all these jack stands under here, literally every pair of jack stand I own is like now under this car. I don't see why not. Just throw the hangers in the one time, drop all the jack stands out of there, and then it should just be fitting good with a ton of leaks because everything's tack welded. Take it down, yard it out there, TIG weld everything that I can, flux core weld everything that I can. Do a really good job with that. It's gonna take a while, but just do it right, throw it on, and then I will have to plumb up the vacuum lines. These are valve mufflers. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm pretty sure it's gonna sound hella bad with the valves open, but they were like the same price as the vibrant mufflers I was gonna use, so I kind of just wanted to have fun and just see how it sounded. Just do it for the content, do it for fun. It's fun having a switch, you know, it's fun to, and then super loud, go to Costco, super quiet. Yeah, I don't know, but between you and I think it's gonna sound like crap when it's open, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna call that side good. I like it. I'm gonna get those bends in, tack it together, and hopefully I have enough pipe to do the other side because I'm kind of running out of bends, and yeah, let's do it. Okay, quick update. This is so much harder than I thought it would be, but we're almost done. I'm just kind of having to make some compromises. The FMU Fluid Motor Union, I believe, they don't like pie cuts. They try and keep everything as straight as possible, and when there are bends, they want to keep them nice and smooth. I had to make some pie cuts to get this side to line up. This is the rough placement for the tips. That side, I put all the hangers in. That side needs to come up more. I had to put the jack back on it because it was sagging pretty good. Oh, you know what? I actually just got an idea. I think some of these bushings are adjustable. Oh yeah, okay. So, I mean, what's happening on this side is, pop this down. It's a little lower than I would like it. It was supposed to be up here, but what I can do is put this bushing in that factory location, or I could even do it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in and see if I can get that to go up. So close to being done. This project definitely, I bit off more than I could chew, but the only way out is through, so I gotta finish it. But it's okay, I'm learning a lot. Hopefully it sounds good. I'm gonna be so sad if it doesn't. This is crazy. To be honest with you, this was kind of just to see how it would go. I wanted to play around with stainless steel and TIG and all that because I really wanted to do a custom exhaust on the 911. So this will just be practice run for the 911 basically. But here is the exhaust pulled off of the car. That side of the muffler, or that side of the exhaust, fell off when I was pulling it out, but this is all fully welded, basically ready to get put back into the car. So basically done. That's the box. Double-sided tape that down. Vacuum line goes to both mufflers. Power tapped into that, and it works. So we got the button for the valves. We got some ABS plastic. Rig something up to mount this permanently in the Audi. Okay, so we're on the inside, and I'm thinking somewhere right here for the button would be really cool. I'm kind of thinking, I've got this blank piece here, so I'm kind of thinking having the button right there be a good spot for it. All right, well, it's all done. I finished the exhaust, and I'm gonna keep it real. I started this exhaust project probably 3 weeks ago. I had it basically done 2 weeks ago, but once I got the car off the lift and I started driving it, it sounded so bad that I wasn't gonna post this video. I was really upset with how it was sounding. Really upset. I basically parked this thing and just stopped driving it. I was so mad. I'm like $1,600 deep into this custom exhaust. I basically could have bought any exhaust system, like off the shelf exhaust for that price. But I really wanted to practice fabricating exhaust systems. So I'm glad I tried this, but it was frustrating. Yeah, so it turns out some of the issues I was having was the cheap knockoff valved mufflers from Amazon. Turns out those knockoff mufflers aren't the best quality. I did not see this coming, and I'm kidding, but it's unfortunate. Basically what's going on is there's a valve and there's a piece of metal going from the top of the muffler all the way through it. And in the middle of that piece of metal, like a rod, that's where the valve's at. Now, at a certain RPM in this car, that metal rod is vibrating up and down. And that's what's causing most of the unpleasant noise that's coming out of this. It's literally like 3K RPM, the frequency's just right, and it starts vibrating. And then below 3K and above 3K, it goes away. Let's get some revving clips. Whew, this car's fast. God, I know I'm in the middle of nowhere, but it still makes me nervous. So for now, we are going to bail. Little tunnel right here. Supercharger sounds good. I think above 3,000 RPM, it sounds good. I think like 3K kind of inside, I don't know. It's kind of the valves are vibrating and like that metal on metal rasp noise is really prominent. So I'm not liking that. And I can't even, I mean, it's a wet day. I can't even get above 3K in like these higher gears. It's just, it's too wet out. I don't have enough road. So this is 7th gear, 2,000 RPM, valves open. It definitely has a drone. It's not horrible, surprisingly. Let's try another pull here. And 5th gear, top, there we go. I think I'm gonna end the video here. Basically made it to the top of Stevens Pass up Highway 2. So it's coming down pretty good, but check out this view. Anyways, I'll probably check back in with this exhaust, but next step, we're going to Pacific Raceway. I'm gonna do an autocross with it first, make sure nothing breaks. And then we're gonna go bully some Porsches in this thing at Pacific Raceway. I think it's gonna do really well. I'm hoping to beat my C5 Corvette time in this thing. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.